I think for her, she appreciates the fact that it's made me clearer for her, so she can be more comfortable in different situations because I'm clearer about what I'm asking her. The instructor and I have talked about the fact that I can be very wishy-washy and not know what to do, and that makes her actually wishy-washy or uncomfortable. And so for her, if I can be clearer, I think she's more confident and she's more comfortable. So by me being better with my connection with her, I think it makes her more comfortable. In a lot of ways, just being ever present with my dog, really. There were so many times, I tell the story a lot, there's so many times when you're going out the door with your dog and all your stuff, and I would continuously be dragging her along, like I'm grabbing all my stuff to go out the door, and I grab the dog, and so she's being dragged out the door, or I had many a situation where I wouldn't even put her on a leash because I had so much stuff in my hands, and I would go out the door and she would run away. Well, in my mind, I would think she was being a bad dog. But in actuality, through CCC, what I've learned is she didn't know any different what to do. And I wasn't paying any attention to her. So it was okay to go run away. So now I'm very cognizant of being in those situations. I make 2 trips going out the door if that's what I need to do. I also am much more aware of asking her at times for behaviors at the doors, right? Asking her to sit or asking her to wait, whereas before I didn't do that because I had my hands all full with stuff. So in daily life, that's the kind of changes I've made for her. And I think it's made both of our lives much less stressful. Two things. She gets really amped. So one of the sports that we like to do is agility, and she gets pretty amped in that trial environment. But also in class, she can get like that. And I think it always made me really uncomfortable. Like I didn't know what to do with her. I didn't know how to get her grounded again. And so through CCC, what I've noticed is it's given me some tools where I'm much more comfortable if I come into a class or into a building where we're trialing, and I can see that she's about to lose it. I work really hard now to make sure that we've got that connection and we can walk in together, and I talk to her as we're walking in and she's with me, and I'm not worried about the other dogs and she's not worried about the other dogs, and a dog can be running in a ring and she can be with me. So we're continually working on that connection in agility environment, and it's gotten so much better that it's made me more comfortable again, and I think that makes her more comfortable because I know what I need to do for her. In the past, we would go into the agility ring and it wouldn't even occur to me that I didn't have my dog with me when I set her up at the start line. I would just put her on, get into position and sit at the start line and take off the leash, and it just wouldn't have dawned on me to ask myself, is she with me or not, right? We're doing agility, she loves agility, let's just go do it. And now I'm much more like, okay, when I take the leash off, is she with me? Do I need to do anything? Don't go forward unless I know I have her with me. So from that perspective, I think it's really helped us as a team do well in agility, because we're not disjointed from the start, and then trying to repair it afterwards. We're together from the start. So I would say for me there were probably two things. The first was learning some tools on helping my dog be comfortable with the world. I think I didn't realize how many times she wasn't comfortable. And again, I think to some extent, I just kind of chalked it off as she was being a bad dog. So it's given me a lot of things to look at in terms of her body and where her head is and when we're in different situations. So I have tools now that are helping me help her. The second thing I really liked about is the camaraderie in the class. It's really supportive as you're going through the class with other people, and each dog is different and each person is different, each team is different, but if you get as much watching those other people with their dogs and how far they come in that 6 weeks as you do with your own dog. So there's a nice camaraderie and support in each class. Besides do it, I really would encourage people to do it from the standpoint of it's such a good thing to do for you and your dog. I know it's not meant to be a manners class, but it actually helps in terms of you understanding that being with your dog is more than tasks that you're doing with your dog or behaviors that you're doing with your dog. And you really appreciate the depth of the relationship that the two of you can have that you might not achieve if you don't do CCC.